Buenos días, bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Íñigo Pírfano y soy el fundador y director de la Orquesta Académica de Madrid. Es para mí un honor, un privilegio, el haber recibido por parte de Telefónica la invitación para presentar este acto tan especial. Yo creo que será sumamente enriquecedor para todos los asistentes. En nombre de Telefónica quería en primer lugar agradecer vuestra asistencia aquí a los profesores y alumnos de los centros y conservatorios Victoria de Los Ángeles, Amaniel, Federico Moreno Torroba, Adolfo Salazar, Joaquín Turina y el Conservatorio Público de Música de Majadahonda. Como sabéis, tenemos el privilegio, como decía, de tener entre nosotros a Lang Lang. Lang Lang es mucho más que un excelente pianista. Recientemente se refería a él el New York Times como el artista más puntero en el panorama de la música clásica actual. Y la revista Time lo cuenta entre las 100 personalidades más influyentes del momento. Lang Lang viene a constituir un modelo de superación personal para miles y miles de jóvenes en todo el mundo. Su fama ha trascendido el ámbito, las barreras de la música clásica y cuenta con millones de seguidores en todo el mundo. Ofrece además una nueva imagen de China, su país natal, en este mundo abierto e interconectado en el que Lang Lang ha sabido utilizar la tecnología como su gran aliada. Fruto de su pasión por la enseñanza musical fundamentalmente, puso en marcha en 2008 la Fundación Internacional Lang Lang, desde la que impulsa la carrera musical de jóvenes talentos, dedicando, por cierto, gran parte de su esfuerzo y de su tiempo y de su ilusión, de su pasión por la música. Viene a constituir, por tanto, un ejemplo extraordinario de cómo la juventud, el talento, la cultura y la tecnología forman una combinación exitosa y ejemplar. Por esta y otras razones, desde 2011 colabora como embajador de Telefónica en todo el mundo y por eso participa hoy en esta clase magistral que va a tener lugar en breves momentos. Les explico brevemente en qué va a consistir el acto. En primer lugar, tendremos la clase magistral como tal, en la que 4 estudiantes, alumnos previamente seleccionados, que después presentaré, podrán tocar y recibir los consejos del maestro, las sugerencias, que estoy seguro serán extraordinariamente útiles e inspiradoras no solo para ellos, sino también para todos los aquí presentes. Y a continuación podremos tener un coloquio necesariamente breve con él, en el que podrán también plantear las preguntas que deseen. Bien, y llegados a este punto, no me queda más que pedirles un fuerte aplauso para dar la bienvenida al gran protagonista de este evento, con todos ustedes, Lang Lang. Ahí. So thank you for coming, Maestro. I'm going to introduce you the 4 kids who are taking part at your masterclass today. En primer lugar, el alumno Gonzalo Sánchez, de 16 años, estudia sexto de enseñanzas profesionales en el Conservatorio Profesional de Música de Majadahonda. Si puede levantarse y saludar. Un aplauso para él. En segundo lugar, Joel Hester, de 17 años, que estudia cuarto de enseñanzas profesionales en el Conservatorio Profesional de Música Adolfo Salazar. Tercero, Carlos Martínez, de 13 años, estudia primero de enseñanzas profesionales en el Centro Integrado de Enseñanzas Musicales Federico Moreno Torroba. Y en último lugar, Raúl Canosa, de 15 años, estudia cuarto de enseñanzas profesionales en el Conservatorio Profesional de Música Amaniel. Maestro, the floor is yours.
Gracias. I'm very happy to be here in this really beautiful, almost like a living room concert hall. And nice to see you all have a translator in your ear. That's pretty cool. But the good thing is, music, we don't need to translate. When music plays, it touches our heart and it reaches our soul. So I hope this afternoon we will have a wonderful time together with music, with our 4 talented young pianists. And I'd like to ask, how many of you plays the piano? Oh my God, everybody. Oh my God, I'm so nervous now. Yeah. All right, so let's start. And I'm sure later we can have a Q&A. If you have some questions, we can discuss, but let's start. Okay, thank you. So. Do you have the score music? Oh, yeah, thank you.
No, the score. La partitura.
Do you have the music?
Oh.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Thank you. Just want to make sure the Beethoven marking is totally precise. Because for Beethoven, he's very precise on what he wants, so we need to. Yeah, don't worry. No, don't worry. Yeah. Okay, fine. At the beginning, you need to count the beats. It's very important to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the pulse, this is like a heartbeat. Pretty fast one, but 1, 2, 3. To have that. Shall we try that? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but very light, soft. Yeah. From here. This is forte, and then diminuendo. Okay, but don't play. Don't play soft too early. Okay? That's right. And then, before you play the first beats, you should think 4. You should give a little upbeat, okay, like here. 4. And this is also 2, 3, 4. So you give the third and fourth beat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 3, 4. Yeah. You see, then you have that. Yeah, don't rush. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This part, you should play a little bit less the left hand. So that's too loud. Yeah. Beethoven is calling. Do you hear? Yeah. From. obviously the melody is the middle voice, but this need to be more lyric. Yeah. That's that play a little less. So yeah. When you make a crescendo, don't play a accelerando. Okay, so keep the same tempo. Don't rush. Okay. No crescendo. No crescendo, yeah. No crescendo here. And then, you know. Yeah, so this is only one forte and one piano, so not too much, okay? Because you have a long way to go back to pianissimo. So da 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 da. Yeah, don't need to be such a big contrast. Yeah. he's really angry. Yeah, that should be the tempo in the beginning. Okay? Thank you. Very good. Yeah, please, when you go back, practice your left hand. 2, 3 with the beats. Okay? Yeah, and then one more place. When you have. Don't play. Okay. More even. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Take your time. It's a hard piece to memorize. Yeah, the problem is the dynamic. You play very similar dynamic. It will be much more effective if you really play pianissimo, fortissimo. I mean, there are a lot of things, and also the touch when you play. You can, for example, in the beginning, you can play a little bit like non legato. It's a little bit of kind of with a more electricity sound. Soft, really soft. Soft, but yeah, not too legato. Non-legato. Yeah, no, that's staccato, non-legato. Yeah. Soft. Yeah, soft. More dance like that. Loud. Yeah. Fortissimo. You need to be more excited. You know. From here. Yeah, this can be more virtuosic. Yeah.
Where do you take it?
You can take whatever. Yeah. hide a little bit. You see what I mean? Yeah. Little bit scary. There, it need to be. From the fortissimo. Something like that. Yeah, you need to use your arm, you know. No, look. Don't play. Oh, okay. That's it, there. One more time. That's it, yeah. Yeah. Ding, dong, dong, yeah, so here. Yeah. Crescendo. This one. That need to be see? So you have a 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Good. Relax. Okay. Relax more. Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you a joke about the piece. When Rachmaninoff was teaching in Russia, there's one day he had a student, and he's supposed to play this piece. Okay, so he sit down, he start. And then he saw Rachmaninoff, comes in, and he gets so scared, and then because he's afraid of Rachmaninoff, so he plays Chopin. Anyway, that was my story. Yeah. So hold on. So now, before we talk about the climax and of the contrasting art in music, right? And in Rachmaninoff, you need to think about the bells on the church, and then the beginning, you need to have more sustaining sound. So you have a little bit vibration, okay? Yeah, not very harsh, but with more vibrations. Yeah. So look at my shoulder, okay? So. So don't play. But goes up. And then this one. So it's almost like big sound, right? Really big bells, and then goes to the memories. Yeah, goes up the sound. Yes. No. Pianissimo.
Okay. It's not very good. It's too loud. You need to think about really far. Okay, really far. It's like, in France, it's really far. Okay. So really soft. Yeah. And then always remember, so you have a millions of different type of sound, okay? So some are da da da, and then you have da dee da, and then bum 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 bum, ba dee dum bum bum bum, ba dee da.
Okay, so they are very different type of sound. Okay.
From the beginning?
Yeah, from very beginning. Yeah. Yeah, the vibration. Yeah. Yes. 2, 3, 4. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Dee-da-da. Yeah.
Sorry.
Here. Yeah. Yes. Try to make this note sustaining. So if you can push the middle, okay. I think it's getting too slow. Yeah, it need to be. And then the whole thing need to be slightly, a little bit more sad and more dark. Okay? The speed can be slightly faster. It's like you're searching something in a dark place, you know. But don't stuck. Don't. Okay. So walking. Yeah. Okay. So now you go back. You try to figure it out. Okay. Now let's play from agitato. Yeah. Sorry?
I have to give importance to this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, both hands. Yeah, because Rachmaninoff is very important for the middle lower voice in Rachmaninoff.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear Horowitz always bring some incredible, voice down. This need to be. Goes down. So you give a little pressure on it. Yeah, so it can be a little more. dangerous. Bigger crescendo. This need to be forte.
vale.
Further. Good. Yeah, and also here. Both hands, okay? Symphonic. Yeah. Yeah. So I need to hear the voice. Both. Yes. But not fast, but louder. Okay, little bit more angry, more passionate. See, this need to have a little stretch. See? Passion, yeah. Yeah, or you can do da di, yeah. This need to be, the left hand also need to be crescendo. Otherwise the sound is not big. Okay, you need to have a grandioso. You know, both hands. See, no. Crescendo.
Please.
Crescendo.
Here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Both hands crescendo. Okay. That's not good. Fortissimo. This is you play too soft. Yeah. So you really need to practice. You need to deliver the sound to your top fingers. Di da 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 da. You know this thing. In the moment you're like da da da. You know there's no sound. Di da 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 da. Di da 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 di da da ba da da da. The top, okay, fifth and fourth finger. You need to practice, okay? Because now you push a lot, but it doesn't work. Because, see, please stand here.
Okay.
Yeah, see. You are like this. You see? Okay? You need to practice. Yeah. Practice, and then if you can hear this is actually pretty good. the top. That was good. That was good, you know. But you need to practice your top. I think the best way for you to practice is you play chords in the morning. Chord, do you practice this? Does anyone practice like this in the morning? You do that? Do you do that? You need to practice, you know. And then different keys. That's the thing. You need to really feel the power on your finger through your arms. Okay? You feel the vibrations from the keys. Otherwise, it's like, the sound doesn't vibrate. Okay? And then you practice with individual fingers. Like, I want my pinky, the last finger. So now I like to do the third. And then the second. So you see, then you can play it. See, then the sound comes out. So we need to practice individually, okay, and slowly. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's number 8.
Number 8. How long since you work on this piece?
1 year.
Oh, 1 year.
Yes.
Oh. Can you play a little bit faster?
Yes, but in this
Yeah.
bit faster.
Yeah. Need to be a little bit faster. And then also lighter. Okay? Lighter. Oh, this one. It's good. Getting better. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's it. Yeah, good. Keep going. This you can't play too soft. Need to go up. You know, it's like a roller coaster. Do you like roller coaster? Yeah. So yeah. From here. Teaching is getting hot here. Yeah.
So we may have
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Which side you like? Do you want some water?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think lunch is very soon.
Podemos iniciar el coloquio. Yo tengo una pequeña curiosidad antes de comenzar con las preguntas, que es la siguiente. Es evidente que tiene una riqueza musical y de ideas enorme. Perdón.
Oh, right. Sorry. I need to save some time. Huh?
Decía que salta a la vista, es evidente que tiene una gran riqueza de ideas musicales, un tesoro, toda una fuente inagotable de ideas musicales. No le llega la traducción.
Which channel is in English?
Should
4? 4, okay.
It's okay? Yeah.
I hear your voice.
You receive something? 3, channel 3.
Okay, now I got it. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, somebody's talking in Martian. It's very good. Yeah. Okay.
Sí, decía que es evidente que tiene una enorme riqueza de ideas musicales, a la vez es un gran inspirador y además me he dado cuenta de que su lenguaje corporal es excelente. Mi pregunta es, como director de orquesta, ¿ha pensado alguna vez dirigir alguna orquesta?
Conducting is very different. I mean, I tried play from the keyboard and conduct a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
But to be a real conductor, I think it takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer piano. I think it's more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Conducting is not bad. It's really nice, but I prefer piano.
Ok. ¿Alguna pregunta? Sí.
Number 5, please.
It was actually number 4.
So in the Rachmaninoff prelude, when you say to make pianissimo, you really made an unbelievable pianissimo. And what technique do you use to make that kind of sound?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Let me see. What did I do? I think eat less chocolate works. Basically, you really need to only use your hand, okay, when you play really soft stuff. See? Only hand. Only hand, okay?
And no fingers.
I mean, fingers, but no arms. Because the way you want to play a little louder, you can push a little bit more. Look, see? But when you only play those, you just kind of use your brain control, And then your hand position need to hold it, in order to have the sound rather than play nothing. Just hold the position and then very, very light without energy from the arms. Normally it works, but you need to practice. It's more involved with the tension from the fingers. Cool.
¿Más preguntas?
You have a cool hairstyle. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a new recording soon?
This year I just finished a Chopin recording, and next year I have a Prokofiev and Bartok piano concerto recording. So every year I think I do 1 or 2 recordings.
And do you like Khachaturian composer?
Khachaturian, I think his violin piece is amazing. The piano work, I don't know much about Khachaturian on the piano, but his symphonic work and violin, amazing work. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Do you play his work? Or?
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe next time I can listen to you play Khachaturian.
Thank you.
Allí hay una pregunta a la derecha.
The little girl with glasses.
Hi, it's just that
Sorry.
I've heard from so many pianists that they start to learn the piano with the Well-Tempered Clavier by Bach, I just wanted to learn if you. I just wanted to know if you learned playing the well-tempered clavier or the preludes and fugues, or some kind of Bach piece.
Yeah, I did. Actually, Bach is the most important for our fundamental studies, and of course later also, But in the beginning, it's very important. You mentioned two-part dimension, three-part dimension, English suite, French suite, Italian concerto, prelude and fugue. I learned a lot of those. Personally, I'm not a big fan of those pieces. I prefer more English suite or partitas, or because I like a little bit more something easier to memorize. But prelude and fugue is very very difficult. I mean, some of the fugue particularly. I think the fugue particularly is very difficult. It has like 5 to 6 voices. So it's really good to practice. I actually never performed prelude and fugue, only in the competitions. But my favorite Bach piece is Goldberg Variation, but I think we should learn it. It's very important to learn, I think. Yeah.
How many hours you work daily when you were a child, 12 or 10 years old? 12
hours. No, I'm joking. Her face turned blue. When I was 12, I practiced a lot, like 6 hours a day. Yeah. It's a good age to practice. And then when you turn 30, you don't practice that much. So when you practice hard when you're a kid, it helps. It helps a lot. So practice. Yeah.
You like Spanish songs?
Yeah. I must say, I mean, Pianist, Granados.
Yes, and Turina, for example. And Turina.
Yeah, Turina, yes, of course. And there's many wonderful Spanish composers. But I think and there's like people like Mengpu, Mengpu, right?
Frederic Mengpu.
There are many, but certainly I play more Granados and Pianist. But in the future, I will try to learn more.
And your favorite composer? What?
It's hard to say, It's really hard to say. When you like Rachmaninoff a lot, and then you hear Beethoven, and you say, "Oh, Beethoven's great too," and then you play a little bit piece by Mozart. You're like, "Wow, Mozart is so good," and then and then you play Granados, like so beautiful. I mean, they're different. It's hard to say. It's almost like, what is your favorite food? It's very hard, right? I mean, hard to say. Yeah.
Hello. A few moments ago you said you were going to record Prokofiev concertos and Chopin. And when you are going to record something that so many people, so many musicians have already recorded, what can you give new to the audience?
That's a very good question, and it's very hard to answer. Obviously, as pianists, very naturally we play different, right? I mean, you play with your sound, you play with your sound. Maybe some pianists are similar, but in the end of the day, it's very different kind of approach to music. But there are something in common, which is the style, the style, the tradition, which we need to learn. And there are certain ways, which is what we call the correct sound, which is hard to really know what is correct sound. But somehow there are basic knowledge about our, pieces. And to record Chopin is difficult because everybody plays Chopin somehow. But I think you don't need to worry about it, because I'm sure no matter what you do, you have something to say. And especially after playing so many years, I think there are a lot of experience in life. We bring every day, to our playing. It's already different. You don't need to think too much. Like, oh, I must do something so different that nobody will heard that before. Don't think about it. You just play naturally to the music and to your heart. When you get that, you're already different. So that's my approach. And obviously, you listen to different recordings, you find different approach from the great pianists, and then you get some ideas. How do you like to do it? But don't push yourself too hard. Let me play very different approach. Then it's not natural, and then it became artificial, right?
I don't know say this in English, so I'm going to do the question in Spanish.
Yeah.
¿Cómo te sientes al ser mundialmente reconocido como el mejor pianista de la época? O sea, ahora actualmente.
I mean, first of all, I just felt that I'm a pianist. I never felt that I'm the best in the world. I think that's I never felt I'm the best in the world. I repeat it again. And I think our aim is to do our best. We need to bring our best to the music, and that's it. But we do have a responsibility in this time of the years, in 21st century, that classical music and piano music is not as hot as Lady Gaga, Adele. The other night I met Alicia Keys and Rihanna. They have like 5 bodyguards. Very different style. But I do believe it's important. Classical music and piano music need to go on. This tradition is incredible. I believe this is the best tradition in music form. But obviously, many people doesn't even know, what we are doing every day. So we have a responsibility to do, and we need to share more personal ideas to the world, not just only in practice, but we need to communicate. And otherwise, you can play the same song, but nobody understands because they never had this type of influential spirit. So for musicians, I'm sure all of you, in the future, there will be a big part of our responsibility is to share our music and share our ideas to your friends and to the people who doesn't know what we're doing. And I think that is going to be a major part of my career in the future. Playing concert and to do some kind of nice lectures on music and to share our emotions. Because a lot of time that people, when they hear about piano, when they hear about classical music, they felt maybe it's bored, there's no emotions, it's so stiff, But in music, in our music, there's so many colors, like what we talk about, those pieces. There's so many directions of sound. There's so many characters in our music. You listen to music in cars, in speakers. It's always changing. The volume of the sound is always changing. I think classical music changes much more than all the other music forms. You always have the same dynamic throughout the whole songs. But in classical music, you have millions of sounds very precisely, without electronic. It's all, handmade, what do you call it, And those preciseness of sound, it really touches human soul. And I think our job is to deliver that to the people.
This is probably the most important task that we have, as musicians, to share this,
share the
interior
detail,
world.
The detail. Yeah. Thanks for the good question.
Allí también, a la derecha, on the right.
By the way, Spanish food is great. I had a jamón this morning. It's it keeps me running. It's real good energy.
You should take one to your home.
Yeah, I think I probably got a big jamón leg going back.
When you were young, when you started to play the piano, who was the pianist that inspired you the most, and has inspired you the most throughout your career?
I had few couple of hero. You know, one is Tom and Jerry. You know, the cartoon. You know, that was my. I like his tuxedo. You know, he's really cool. You know, it's thing. You know. And then obviously Arthur Rubinstein and Vladimir Horowitz. And a few other people like Karajan, the conductor, and Pavarotti, the singer, and also sports stars like Michael Jordan. Yeah. So.
And have you? What do you think about Plácido Domingo, for example?
He's amazing.
I know you've recorded with him, and
I recorded with him. I actually know him slightly later. Like when I turned 12, I went to Germany and I heard Plácido's recordings, and I really love his work. And very fortunately, I worked with him recently. 3 years ago, we worked on some lyric songs together, and he inspired me a lot. He's really, truly a great musician.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, by the way, for the new year, I will play with Maestro Carreras.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so we will sing. I mean, I will not sing, but we will play in Beijing in a stadium for a concert.
When did you decide to dedicate your life to play the piano?
When I was 5, I gave my first recital, and what I like the most is the stage light. You know, I think it's very nice. It's like firework, you know, and also I really like the process of being on stage. A little bit nervous, you know, it's a little bit, but after making music, it's so incredibly comfortable for me. I think my heart is kind of starting to fly with music, and that feeling made me wanting to become a pianist. Yeah.
Sorry, but is it true that you were invited to leave the piano lessons because of your lack of talent? I've heard it.
Yeah, I got fired by a piano teacher. I call her Professor Angry, and she didn't think that I have a talent. So she said, "Don't learn anymore." And thank God I didn't listen to her. So.
Did you come out of China when you finished your studies?
No, I came out when I was 14 and a half to America. So I studied before high school in China, and then after high school in the US. Yeah. And then I started traveling to Europe very frequently. So I spent like 6 months a year in European countries. Coming to Spain every year is really good. Yeah. But now it's a bit cold. Yeah.
But New York is colder, isn't it?
New York is so cold. Yeah.
And what do you feel when you play the piano?
You mean today or before? Today.
All days.
Oh. I felt that I just love playing it. I mean, obviously after 8 hours practice, you don't love that so much, right? But I think I still love making music because it's getting deeper, the emotions. I think piano is my best friend. Yeah. Or soulmate, what do you call it, right? Because when we are doing music together, you know, with piano, it feels so magical. It's much nicer than when I'm making a speech. You know, when I play piano, I feel now is my time. You know, I can talk. And when I make a speech, it's like, yeah, I talk, but I think piano makes me more confident and more meaningful in life, I believe. Yeah. A little kid.
¿Tú cuando das un concierto delante de toda la gente te pones nervioso?
Oh, sorry, it became number 6. It should be 4. Can you talk again, please?
Otra vez.
Cuando das un concierto delante...
When I perform before everybody, I know. Oh, okay. If I don't prepare well, I feel very tense if I didn't practice. But if I prepare well, I feel very comfortable. So if you don't want to have a heart attack, please practice. But sometimes if you practice, if you make a mistake, don't stop. Keep playing. Nobody will know anyway. Okay. Are you talking in Chinese this time?
Is Mozart a really difficult composer for players?
Mozart. Yeah. Yes, Mozart is very difficult because his dynamic is in a very, I wouldn't say limited range, but during his time, the piano is not long enough. So the top notes, it's certain, notes before the high pitch from the piano. And then same as the lower pianos, keys. So everything is much more detailed and in a way it's more precise. So that's why it makes it difficult. You have a less space, but you have a more imagination. Because Mozart was simply a genius. If he had a piano like this, God knows what he will produce. During that time, he's already make most incredible operas, and his music is so dramatic. But on the piano, it's not that easy to make all those imagination works because he's really much beyond piano already that time. That makes him very difficult. Do we have more, or we can eat some lunch? Oh, there's one more there. Yeah.
Okay, in Spanish, okay?
Yeah, hold on. Let me tune number 4. Hold on.
Hola, soy Sandra y si pudieras darle un consejo a todos estos mini virtuosos aún sobre el éxito, ¿cuál sería?
About success.
Yeah.
One thing, I have a very good advice, but it works with me that I take my mom around, when I'm traveling, because my mom put me on the ground. Because you're talking about success, right? Because sometimes when you have a success, you kind of start to flying high, and there's something that you don't care about, and then you become somebody a little bit artificial, and that is very dangerous as a human being, and also as a musician. That if you become somebody else, then you lose your identity. And in the end of the day, no matter how successful you are, if tomorrow's concert you play bad, you're not successful anymore. So we need to always really focus on what we have and to develop, to recreate on top of that. But we need to always keep our ground. And I think that's an important advice for everyone who's dream big. When you dream big, you need to be more low-key sometimes and to keep learning even more harder than before.
But it must be so exhausting, so stressing, to be on the edge every day.
I'm not exhausting. I'm actually feels pretty good because life is too short. We need to think about it. Now it's 2012? Oh my God, yeah, we're still alive. That's good. But music should give us joy. The work session is not always joy, but the result on stage. That need to be our best moment in our life. Otherwise, why should we become a pianist or a musician? You know, and so no matter what challenge we have, in the end, we still have that passion, love, to believe in our professions and to believe in our concept or dream in life, which is making music, making friends, and doing meaningful things to the society. So we already have a good plan, and then the challenge, I wouldn't say the challenge is nothing. Challenge is something, but it shouldn't stop our passion, you know. So sometimes I do feel a little bit exhausting or something, but if you do other things, every profession can exhaust you, right? Not just this profession. So I feel pretty lucky to become a musician, and I think music should give us positive energy rather than negative. All right. Yeah. But obviously, sometimes music is sad, but the energy is not negative energy. That's my point.
Sorry.
Okay. So.
Okay. Should we finish? Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, final remark, please.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming and for sharing with us your great passion for music and for music teaching. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And I want to thank all of you to be here today. And I really hope that you will enjoy playing music. And please give your heart, okay? When you play, give it. Yeah.
Ahora vamos a hacernos una foto con él a la escalera que está a la salida. Muchas gracias por haber venido.
Yeah.